Many people think The Shawshank Redemption is one of the greatest prison escape movies ever made, and I agree. But it's also one of the greatest wealth-building stories ever told, and the main character just happens to be a banker. In 1947, a young banker named Andy walks through the gates of Shawshank State Penitentiary in a gray prison uniform, carrying nothing. Andy is serving 2 life sentences for a crime he didn't commit, and while everyone around him spent their years inside getting smaller, losing hope, losing ambition, losing the ability to imagine a life outside those walls, Andy was digging. A rock hammer the size of your hand, a few inches at a time, every night, behind a poster on a wall nobody thought to move for nearly 2 decades. He didn't just escape from prison, he escaped with a plan he'd been quietly building the entire time he was inside. A false identity, bank accounts set up under a different name, assets positioned and ready to collect the moment he walked free. While the warden thought Andy was laundering money for him, Andy was building his own exit. Every dollar that passed through his hands went somewhere the warden couldn't reach. That's not a prison story, that's a finance story. And if you've ever felt trapped in a financial situation that feels like it has no exit, a job you can't leave, debt you can't escape, a life that feels like it's happening to you instead of being built by you, Andy already showed you exactly what to do about it. The strategy was sound. We're just going to do it without the felony. Most people in that situation do what the other prisoners did. They adapt. They get comfortable with the walls. They stop looking for the tunnel. This video is about why that's the most expensive decision you'll ever make, and the tools Andy used to escape are so boring you've probably already ignored them. You get paid on Friday. By Monday morning, the warden has already taken his cut. Not one warden, several. The landlord took the first slice before you even saw the number. The car payment took the next one.
The insurance, the utilities, and the subscriptions you forgot you had. By the time you actually touch your paycheck, it isn't your paycheck anymore. It's what's left after everyone else got paid first. You are the last person in line to your own income, and you have been standing in that line for years. Andy from the Shawshank Redemption had the same problem. The warden extracted every ounce of value Andy had, his skills, his knowledge, his time, and kept the profits. Andy did the work. The warden built the wealth. That arrangement had a name inside the prison. In the real world, it just looks like a direct deposit. And unlike Andy, you signed the paperwork voluntarily. The difference between Andy and every other inmate is that Andy never confused the arrangement for a life. He did the work, he kept the warden happy, and the entire time he was running a second set of books the warden couldn't see. Accounts building quietly under a name that had nothing to do with Shawshank. Not a lot, just enough, every month, without fail. That second set of books is the move. Not quitting your job, not blowing up your life. You keep showing up, you keep the warden happy, and on the side you build something he has no claim on. A brokerage account, a Roth IRA, a rental, something that generates value in a place your employer can't touch, your landlord can't reach, and your subscriptions don't know exists. You are not trying to escape overnight. You are redirecting a few inches of tunnel every single month until the exit is real. The warden always thinks he's in control. That's the point. Let him think it. Andy hid his entire escape behind a poster of a Hollywood actress on a concrete wall in his prison cell. Nobody looked twice. Not because the guards were stupid, because the poster was boring. It was decoration. It was so ordinary that it became invisible. And behind it, every single night, the exit tunnel was getting bigger. The most powerful financial tools you have work exactly the same way. A Roth IRA is a poster on a wall nobody notices. A 401k contribution is a poster on a wall nobody notices. An index fund quietly compounding in a brokerage account nobody asks about is a poster on a wall nobody notices. Hiding in plain sight inside a system most people ignore because it doesn't look like anything. Meanwhile, you're looking for the angle, the crypto play, the stock tip, the business idea that finally makes everything click.
You're scanning the fence line for a gap, while the actual exit is sitting behind the poster in your cell. It has been there the whole time. You just never thought something that boring could be the answer. Picture a man at a desk at 52, staring at a retirement calculator on a laptop screen. He spent his 30s chasing the angle, the crypto play that almost worked, the stock tip that didn't. He never opened the Roth because it felt like giving up. Now he's looking at the number he needs to retire and the number he has, and the gap is 20 years of compound interest he left on the table because the index fund felt too slow. That's exactly what it was supposed to feel like. Here's what boring looks like after 20 years. A Roth IRA maxed at $7,000 a year from age 30 to 50 returns somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 in tax-free money. You pay no tax on the way out, the government has no claim on it, your employer doesn't know it exists. It compounds quietly behind the poster while you go about your day. That's not a get-rich strategy, that's a get-free strategy. Andy wasn't trying to get rich in Shawshank Prison, he was trying to get out. There's a difference, and the tools that get you out don't look like winning, they look boring. Nobody searches the boring wall. That's why it works.
An old man with white hair walks out of Shawshank Prison's gates carrying a small paper bag containing everything he owns. His name is Brooks. He served 50 years. He was the prison librarian. Inside those walls, he had a job, a routine, a purpose, a place where people knew his name. He walked out of those gates a free man and was completely lost within weeks. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't function. The grocery store overwhelmed him. The streets terrified him. The freedom he had waited decades for turned out to be the most frightening thing he had ever faced. The institution of prison life had become the only structure he knew, and without it, he had nothing to hold on to. You have a number that hits your account every 2 weeks, and your entire life is built around it. The rent or mortgage is timed to it, the car payment is timed to it, the groceries, the streaming services, the dinner out on Friday because you survived another week, all of it orbits that one number like planets around the sun. You are not managing your money, you are managing the distance between paychecks, and you have been doing it so long that it feels like a financial strategy. It isn't. It's adaptation. It's learning the schedule. It's the old man who walked out of Shawshank Prison named Brooks. When the number runs low, you don't make good decisions. You make fast ones. You take the shift you didn't want. You stay in the job that's slowly destroying you because 2 weeks without a paycheck blows the whole thing up. The cage doesn't have to lock you in. It just has to make the outside look more dangerous than the inside. Brooks didn't need locked doors. The outside world did the job for free. 3 months of expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account is the thing that changes that calculation. Not an emergency fund, a freedom fund. The difference between being trapped and just being employed. Don't be Brooks. Andy knew exactly what Brooks didn't. The exit has to be built before you need it.
The night Andy escaped from Shawshank Prison through a tunnel in the wall, he dropped into a sewage pipe and crawled through 500 yards of filth to get to the other side. 500 yards, the length of 5 football fields, in the dark, alone. And when he came out the other side, he stood in a river in a thunderstorm with his arms spread wide because he was finally, completely, irreversibly free. Nobody saw that coming. Not the warden, not the guards, not the other inmates who had long since stopped imagining a life outside those walls. They saw a quiet banker doing the warden's books. They didn't see the tunnel. They didn't see the fake identity. They didn't see the accounts building quietly in the dark for 19 years. They saw exactly what Andy needed them to see, a man who had accepted his situation. He hadn't accepted anything. He had been planning and building the whole time. That's the move, not the dramatic escape, not the thunderstorm moment. The 19 years of showing up every single night with a rock hammer the size of your hand and moving a few inches of dirt while nobody was watching. The Roth IRA contribution that happens automatically before you can spend it. The brokerage account that gets $100 a month whether the market is up or down. The freedom fund sitting in a high-yield savings account that makes the job optional instead of mandatory. None of it looks like winning. All of it is winning. Most people are waiting for the moment, the raise that finally changes things, the investment that finally clicks, the morning they wake up and the situation is different. That morning doesn't arrive, it gets built. In the dark, a few inches at a time, behind a poster on a wall nobody thought to move. Andy didn't escape from prison, he made escape inevitable. He didn't do it by accumulating things, he did it by building a position. If you want to know what's destroying your escape plan before it starts, that's the next video.